Now available for pre-order on Kindle. Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Learn how to avoid predatory females in their virtual con games with Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Pre-order your copy of Stop Simping in Cyberspace on Kindle today. Last week I made a video about how Dell Curry's wife, Sonia, was filing for divorce. And your Dell Curry could have avoided this situation had he learned some basic social skills. Now, one of the most important social skills a man can have is learning how to read people, because when a man learns how to read people, he can easily gauge a person's feelings and emotions and understand how to work with or avoid that person. Now, your Dell Curry, when he was younger, probably never learned how to read people, and because he didn't learn how to read people, he just could not see how your Sonia was just not emotionally available. Now, this is a topic I go in depth in my book, Stop Simping: Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, because emotional availability is an extremely important part of a relationship with a woman. Now, most women out here are emotional, and if a woman is not making herself emotionally available to you, then she's not really interested in having a relationship with you. Now, emotional availability and physical availability are two different things, and many men, because they do not know how to read people, don't know the difference between a physically available woman and an emotionally available woman. Now, an emotionally available woman is going to be very open to you, and in fact, an emotionally available woman is going to want to be eager to be in your presence all the time. So, an emotionally available woman is somebody that is open emotionally to you, wants to connect with you, and somebody who you will start to feel a vibe or energy coming from her. So she's going to be more open to you from the beginning, and you won't really need to do much as related to pursuing this kind of woman. In many cases, an emotionally available woman will be pursuing you, and she'll be pursuing you actively, and you really won't have to do much to get involved with her, because she will want to be involved with you, and she will be more interested in you than anybody else. Now, your emotionally available woman, she will oftentimes be quick to respond to your text. She'll be quick to answer the phone to get in touch with you, and she'll oftentimes be ready to go out here and help you out in any situation, because she's looking to be a partner in the relationship, and she's looking to get closer connected to you, because emotionally available women, they want to form a connection with you, and they want to strengthen the bond between you and her. Now, many of your simps, like your Dell Curry, they really don't understand the difference between an emotionally available woman's behaviors, because oftentimes these men do not know how to read women's body language, they don't know how to read women's facial expressions, and most importantly, they don't know how to read a woman's actions. So because these guys are not studying the woman's actions, a lot of times they are just so caught up in their feelings about the woman that they can't see that this woman really isn't interested in them. Now, a guy who knows how to read women, he can go out here and study this woman's body language, he can study this woman's facial expressions, he can study this woman's actions, and he'll start to pick up on the energy between both of them, and he'll start to see, yes, this woman is into me, and I'm not really having to do much because she's into me and she wants to spend more time with me. Unfortunately, many simps, they're so eager to go out here and get the attention and approval of the woman, and they're so eager to hear her say yes, they're not really critically thinking about the way she is saying yes to you. Now, your simp, he's so eager to just have her give him some attention. He doesn't really see that this woman is not emotionally available to him. Yes, in the case of an emotionally unavailable woman, she will say yes, but oftentimes she's just saying yes because she's biding her time. And that's what happened in the case of your Dell Curry as related to Sonia, his wife of 33 years when they were dating. Your Sonia Curry was emotionally unavailable to Dell Curry, but because Dell Curry was in his feelings, because your Sonia had a look that he found visually attractive, he was out here trying to chase this Sonia, hoping to make her his. But because he was not thinking critically about the situation and seeing that this woman's emotions were tied to this white man, he was just caught up in having the light-skinned woman who was the ideal, not seeing the reality of the situation. Now, as someone who has had to deal with this kind of situation in the past, I understood what was going on, because when a woman is interested in a guy, you can't stop her from talking about him. And your Dell Curry probably didn't see that point, and he probably still thought, oh, I can get her because she's probably just with this guy. But the whole thing is, she was with another guy. And she's talking about that other guy. And when women talk about another man, that is a point that she is emotionally unavailable. Now, a guy can ask a girl out who goes out here and says that she wants to go out with him, but she won't have her emotions attached to that guy. And if that guy is out here starting to get some success, like a guy like Dell Curry, what will happen is that woman will, because of her hypergamy, want to get involved with that man, but she's not getting involved with that man because she has an emotional connection to that man. No, she's getting involved with that man because she wants to gain access to those resources that that man has, and because she wants to gain access to the resources, she will tolerate putting up with this dude, and she'll tolerate dealing with him, but she really won't be personally and emotionally connected to said man because her heart belongs to somebody else. And this is something that flies over the heads of many simps out here. Many simps, they'll sit there and go out here and think that because a woman said yes, she'll go out with you, means that she's actually interested. But in a lot of cases, a woman will just say yes because she is going to get some sort of economic or personal benefit for herself. Some women will say yes to go out on a date with a guy they're not interested in, basically, in some cases, to get free dinners. Some will say it to get free drinks. Others will say it to go to a movie or a show. And a few will just say it just so they can go out here and be able to get the economic benefits for themselves. They're really not interested in the guy, but they're interested in what the guy has. And while they make themselves physically available for the date, they just aren't interested in the guy at all. And because the guy is so caught up in his emotions about the woman saying yes, oftentimes he's so busy trying to sell himself that he cannot see that the woman he's trying to sell himself to isn't interested in him at all. And a lot of times he'll be sitting there at this restaurant or at the movies, not noticing that this woman has her smartphone and she's making texts to this other guy, and she's just sitting there not engaging, not connecting, and not really sharing any of her energy and her spirit, because her spirit and her heart are towards someone else. And unfortunately, many of these simps, they really won't connect the dots as related to the date because they're so caught up in their feelings about this woman saying yes. They just don't see that they never had a chance at all. And sadly, in the case of Dell Curry, he never saw that he didn't have a chance at all early on. And what happened was to your Dell Curry is he got married to this woman whose heart was still attached to this white man, and she went out here and got access to his resources. And as she got access to his resources, she stayed with him because he was going to provide her with a lifestyle that that white man would not be able to by being an NBA player and having a lavish lifestyle. She stayed with him not because she loved the man, she stayed with him because she loved the lifestyle. And that happens in the case of your emotionally unavailable woman. Yes, she will stay with you if you have a certain lifestyle, but she will not want to connect with you or bond with you because she's not emotionally connected to you, because she's not interested in you on any sort of level. Now, the big mistake that guys like Dell Curry often make is not understanding this one concept. A woman knows if she's sexually interested in you within the first 5 seconds of looking at you. And most women, when they're interested in a guy, they usually know on an instinctive level that they're interested in being in a relationship with a guy. And they'll look at that guy and just look at him instinctively and say, this is the guy I want to get with. And once they get instinctively say that to themselves on a conscious or subconscious level, then they start making their approach. And that's when they start giving that guy nonverbal cues to let him know that they are open to engage him. And usually the guys who are good with their instincts, they'll pick up on those nonverbal cues and know that it's time to approach that woman and spit a little game. So that's what your Dell Curry never really understood about Sonia regarding the concept of emotional availability. Because if you understand the concept of emotional availability, it will save you a lot of grief when you're dealing with a woman. And a lot of guys, they don't really understand the concept of an emotional available woman or an emotionally unavailable woman, because a lot of guys, they are caught up in their feelings about this woman or her look, and they're not really thinking about the vibes or the instincts that they're picking up. That was one of the things I learned when I was about 14, 15 years old, when I started dealing with girls, is learning how to pick up on the energy that's out here regarding a lot of females. Because some females, they will show you that they're emotionally interested, and that's the woman you would want to engage. But then there are ones who just want to approach you just because they see you and they just want to feel you out. And the whole thing is, if you don't know the difference between emotionally interested and somebody feeling you out, then you don't know who is serious and who is taking you for a joke. And that was something, again, I had to pick up when I was 14 years old on, because sometimes the girls would step to me and I would know the difference between somebody who was really interested and somebody who was just trying to feel me out and try to find out how to run game. Because there are different scenarios, like if a girl is coming to you by herself, she will let you know that she's available, or she will just go out here and let you know that she's interested, again, with a look or a smile. Or in the case of the ones who are not emotionally available, what they will do is they will approach you with a friend, which means that they are not really interested, and they're not really interested in engaging you on that level. And they will also talk to you in a completely different fashion. Now, a woman who is really interested is going to talk to you differently than a woman who is emotionally unavailable. An emotionally unavailable woman, her language and her body language is going to be completely different. An emotionally available woman is going to be more open, more receptive, and more willing to want to talk to you and willing to engage you in your conversation. Whereas the emotionally unavailable woman, you can talk about something and she'll just have this blank look on her face. And this is all the things that your Dell Curry never really thought about as related to his relationship with Sonia. And sadly, he never taught his son this essential male life skill. And sadly, what's happening to your Dell Curry is now happening to his son Stephon Curry, who also could not read body language as related to his wife, who was out here. He could not read that his wife have already checked out of the relationship. And when a woman checks out of the relationship emotionally, the relationship is basically over. And the reason why the relationship is basically over at that point is because a woman's emotional are what are the main thing that connect her to a man. And if she's not making herself emotionally available, then she's just going to just basically be there until something better or someone better comes along. And that's sadly what happened in the case of your Dell Curry. This woman just stayed for 33 years and now is looking to find someone better, possibly this white man, or a better situation where she can monkey branch to and continue to receive economic benefits where she doesn't have to be involved with this man. And sadly, your Dell Curry, because he married this woman, didn't really, based on his feelings, didn't see the big picture. And that's why your Dell Curry sadly got played in this situation, because no one sat down and explained to him the concept of emotional unavailability. Because in the case of an emotionally available woman, she is going to make herself available, all of herself, not just her physical body, and she's going to want to be in every aspect of your life on all levels. And sadly, Dell Curry never got this whole lesson about emotional availability and emotional unavailability, and he couldn't tell the difference between an emotionally available woman and an emotionally unavailable one, because in his eyes, he got the light-skinned black woman who was an ideal, but he couldn't see the real, that this woman, while she was physically there, her heart was in another place. And when a woman's heart is in another place, she wishes she were there with the person she really wants to be with. And if she wants to be with that person, the best thing for you to do is let her go, charge her to the game, and keep it moving. Now, if you want to learn more about the concept of emotional unavailability and emotional availability, you can pick up my book, Stop Simping: Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, on Amazon.com. And if you want to see me make more men's issues videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Coming to paperback and e-readers, E-Steam Cancel-Vacation. Hell's aspiring angel takes on a social justice social media mob looking to cancel her in this all-new E-Steam series adventure. Pre-order E-Steam Cancel-Vacation on Amazon.com today.